Hi everybody, this is Melissa, teaching artist and art therapist with Project Create. Project Create is a community-based nonprofit in Washington, D.C., providing free art classes and enrichment classes to children, youth, and families. So welcome everyone to my home. This is the Mixed Media Explorations class. Here, coming from my home to you today, and I have two really wonderful art activities that I would like you to try with me. So to do this today, you just need very basic art materials. You need some paper, and you can use paper of any size. I have a smaller piece of paper, and I also have a larger piece of paper. And then you need some basic drawing materials. So if you have some crayons or markers, with me, I have some fine line Crayola markers, some colored pencils, some different colorful pens of all colors, and I have permanent markers. So really any drawing materials work for this activity. You'll also need a little bit of tape. So just really basic art supplies. So in order to do this activity today, I'm going to encourage everybody there to imagine that you are very, very little, very, very young. I want you to tap into your inner child today because we are going to be doing some scribble drawing. So what you're going to do before you start your scribble drawing is you're going to choose an art material. I suggest using a crayon or a marker. And it's a really good idea to use a color that's a little bit darker. So a black, a brown, a blue, a purple works really well. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this black oil pastel. And in order for us to pretend that we are young, I'm gonna ask you to use your non-dominant hand. So the hand you don't normally write with. I usually write with my right hand. So I'm gonna put this oil pastel in my left hand, that's my non-dominant hand, and I'm gonna be scribbling with this hand. And to make it a little more challenging, I'm gonna ask everyone to close their eyes, so not looking as we scribble. We wanna make sure we know where the edges of the paper are, that we don't go outside the lines that get on the table. So let's just put our fingers along the edges of the paper so we know where the borders are. So I know where that is, so I don't go on the table. And I'm going to start my scribble drawing by putting my oil pastel in the middle of the page. And I'm going to hold the page down so it doesn't move. And I'm going to close my eyes. So on the count of 3, let's do a big scribble together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And stop. Wow. There's my scribble drawing. So for the very first scribble drawing we're going to do is we're going to do a scribble drawing about the feelings we have today. This can be a really great warm-up to do any day that you're in the mood to do a little bit of art. Doing feeling artwork can be a great way just to explore how you're feeling and to acknowledge that. It's really important that we acknowledge how we feel. So to do this, first of all, thinking about all the different feelings. And these are some that I wrote down. So I have happy, excited, energized, bored, tired, apathy, anxious, worried, afraid, sad, depressed, tearful, irritated, angry, annoyed, calm, relaxed, peaceful, loneliness, disgust. So those are some feelings. There are many, many more feeling words out there. So what we're going to do is do a scribble drawing based on how we're feeling today. And we're going to choose colors to go with those feelings. So for example, I think the first one I would do is I'm feeling pretty calm today. It's a rainy day, but I can still see the flowers blooming outside. So I'm feeling pretty calm, pretty relaxed. So I think I'm going to use green for calm. And I'm even going to make myself a little key on the side so I remember what all the different colors go with what feeling. So I put down calm, and I'm going to use my green pastel, and I'm going to fill in the scribble with the amount of calm I'm feeling today. So when I do this, I always say it's okay if you go over some of the lines a little bit. So I have a very tight scribble drawing here, so I'm going to go over because I'm feeling pretty calm. I'm going to even do a little bit more. Okay, now let me think. Another feeling that I've been having recently is I've also been a little bit sad. I have certainly missed coming to Project Create and seeing all my students and being able to do art with them. So I am sad during this time because I miss teaching and I miss being in community together. So I'm going to add some sadness to my scribble drawing. So what else? I think I'm going to use the color pink to go with feeling energized. I've had more time recently because I haven't been on the road as much, and I've been able to do and go outside and get some really good exercise. I've been able to take some walks, and that has left me energized and refreshed. Getting some good sleep these days, so I'm going to give myself a lot of energy. And you can see I'm going over the lines a little bit, and that's okay. And I think I'll also put, I'm going to use purple, and I'm going to go with happy. Even though I haven't been seeing a lot of my friends lately, I've been able to catch up by Skype. I've been on some Zoom calls. I've just been talking on the phone with a lot of friends and a lot of family members. So it's been a nice time to catch up with people, and that has left me feeling pretty happy. And you can see I switched to purple marker. And that's our little emotion scribble drawing right there. I'm feeling calm, sad, energized, and happy. So a lot of different feelings. Feelings come, feelings go. And this can be a great activity really just to do every day. And you can share this with a trusted friend or a family member and let them know how you're doing that day as well. So now that we've done that, we're going to do another scribble drawing. Something a little more imaginative, something a little more fun, I hope. This time, I think I'm going to use a big piece of paper. Now, if you don't have a big piece of paper, that's okay. You can stick with the smaller piece of paper. You can really use any size of paper to do scribble drawings. So we're going to start the same way that we did before. You're going to pick a color. You're going to put it in your non-dominant hand, or the hand you don't usually write with. You're going to feel the edge of the paper so you know where the paper ends and begins and you don't get on the table. You're going to start in the middle. Put one hand down so the paper doesn't move. And when I say go, we're going to close our eyes and do a big scribble. Ready, set, go. And stop. There's my scribble. So, I don't know if you are like me, but on particularly sunny days, clear days, when there are just a few clouds in the sky, I don't know if you've ever like laid out on the grass and looked up at the sky and noticed the big white puffy clouds. And as you look at those clouds, you start to see different animals, different faces, different shapes. If you've done that before, then you're gonna love this activity. So we are going to imagine that this is almost like a cloud, and we are going to look and see if we can find any interesting things in the scribble. So we're going to take our scribble, and what I want you to do is take a little bit of tape, and we're going to find a place in our house to put it up on the wall. All right, so what I like to do when I do this activity is I like to get really, really close to it and kind of squint my eyes to see if I see anything. And then if I'm not sure, I'll get a little bit farther away. And so I am looking for, do I see any animals? Do I see any faces? Do I see any different backgrounds, different places? If I don't see anything, you can always take it off the wall and you can turn it around. Feel free to take your time. See if you can find anything. And if you're doing this with a family member or a brother and a sister, sometimes it's fun to switch scribble drawings. So you could switch and look for something in your brother or sister's or family member's scribble drawing. So when you think you found something, and I think I'm starting to see something here, you're going to outline it with your drawing material. So I think I'm seeing some kind of fish. I see a tail. Does everyone see that? I think it looks like a fish to me. And we're going to take it back to our table. And so this is the fun part. Like once you found something in your scribble drawing, you're going to start to fill in all the details. And it's completely okay at this point to go outside the lines. It's okay to add details, and it's okay to use any art materials. So I'm going to do a fish, and I think he's going to be orange. I'm going to start filling in. I'm going over the lines and everything. And you can also add to the scribble drawing. So I might add a little bit to his tail. I'm imagining right now as I'm looking at this fish like one of those koi fish in a Japanese pond. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even worried about the black oil pastel. I think that makes him look really interesting, like gives him some pattern. Maybe I'll give him some little lips. Maybe I'll give him an eye. I just want to keep adding to his fin. I want him to be a really long, graceful fish. And you can also, after you get the general idea down, you can fill in the background. So where does this fish live? I'm going to put him in a pond. He is swimming. In a peaceful pond. Maybe I'll put a lily pad. And I'm imagining a beautiful lotus flower. This is a beautiful, peaceful pond. And there's my fish. Ah, I think he's done. He came from a scribble. And here's my fish swimming in his pond. So I hope you enjoyed these activities today, and I hope you will share with me some of the wonderful scribble drawings that you did in the comments below, and send me pictures. And if you like, it might be fun to write a little story about your scribble drawing, about what came up from that. So I look forward to seeing everybody again. Thank you and take care.